Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. We are here at Meadowlands for the 21st race on the season. After today, we will have 5 races to go, and out of those 5 races are 3 straight road courses, Darlington, and Armory Digital Superspeedway. Now, first, we will get to your starting lineup for this 75 lap race, which, heads up, is 1 lap short from being double the distance from last year's event of 38 laps. There will be definitely a lot more strategy going into play here today. Now, Red Bull Racing has swept the front row. Nate Rogers and Nico Tringali will start on the front row, both looking for their first wins on the year. Tringali has struggled, and Nate has not been too much better. Now, James Shelley and defending race winner Jonny Gardner start in row 2. Gardner made a late race pass on Martin Suarez at the end of last year's event. Late race caution came out. That ended up sealing the deal for what was Gardner's second career victory. And today he will hopefully look to make it his 6th career victory as well. In row 3, Alex Ferranti driving a car that got 3rd here last season alongside Cole Deaver, who has gone back-to-back and could be looking to be the first driver to go 3 in a row. And in row 4 is Diego Yepes and Cody Hagan, 2 rookies. And in row 5 we have Alex Gray, another driver who finished in the top 5 here last season, driving the 46. He got 5th. And next to him is Joshua Osborne in 10th. As you see, Andrew Rich starting 12th, Deanna Jones starting 13th. As we look over the rest of last year's top 10 finishers, heading into today, Dylan Young starting 30th, Austin Alves 41st, and Jonathan Zorlin in 33rd. So that is your review of the top 10. I'm going to start doing this every week, reviewing the top 10 finishers from the previous year's race, if there is indeed one to go off of. So as we enter today's race, still have 12 different winners. Fitzwater still sits in 32nd in points, and Andrew Rich leads the points 47 points over Deanna Jones. More on the top 10 in the points after the command of fire engines.
All right, well, the fun doesn't start until we ask our drivers a question. Are you ready? Drivers, will you please start your engines?
Look at this beautiful camera down the back straightaway. Remember, Meadowlands is one of those unique tracks. You've got a straightaway kind of like Auto Club but it's flat. It's a flat turning straightaway, almost like Chicagoland. This corner right here kind of reminds you of Indianapolis. Turn 4 is kind of a shallow Milwaukee type corner, kind of really flat. Turns 1 and 2 remind you of possibly a lesser banked Michigan. Now, really quick, back to the points before we go green. Cole Deaver has rised 2 more positions in points up to 4th. Now with his 2 wins, he is in the top 5 in points. Only driver still in the top 5 without a win in the point standings is Seth Cole, who would love to probably get his first win of 2018. We have not seen Cole in victory lane since his 3 wins in 2017. Nate Rogers, Nico Tringali will lead him to the start-finish line. Green flag is out. We are underway. Philip Goldberg has already made a move 3 wide on the inside. Much longer race. You probably won't see these drivers go as hard as they did here last year. There were a couple of cautions in this race last season. Not sure if we will see some of the same this time around. But the inside line seems to be dominant all the way up from row 4. The bottom line has made its way into the front. Yepes from 7th to 4th, Ferranti from 5th to 3rd, and Shelley from 3rd to 2nd as Nate Rogers leads lap 1. Nico Tringali now into 5th place. Gardner 6th, Deaver 7th. Battle for 8th between Goldberg and Hagan, and Eli Bright sits in 10th, coming wide off of turn 2. As you can see, this is a long back straightaway, 205 miles an hour for Bright heading into turn 3, all the way down to 148. Huge braking corner right there in turn 3. Back up the speed hard here. Lift a little bit into 4. Come off the corner, try and get a good run. So Gardner off to a good start, trying to defend his race title. He sits in 6th place. Cole Deaver looking for that position on his inside. Turns 1 and 2, definitely the fastest corners on the racetrack. Nate Rogers leading. James Shelley kind of right there, looking on his bumper. As we look at the point standings, Nate Rogers 31st in the point standings, so win today would definitely put him back into the top 30. Now Nate would be race winner number 13 on the season, I believe. Just take a quick gander. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Yep. We have had 12 different winners, and now James Shelley off of turn 2 will make the move by Nate Rogers for the race lead. Shelley with his 2 speedway wins from last season, which was at Indianapolis, just a little over a year ago today, and Homestead, which was the finale. And after 3 laps of leading, James Shelley takes the spot, coming to a caution flag. Oh, James Qualls, Austin Alves, Quentin Moore are involved. Peter Sands is smoking. Zach Rogers has heavy back end damage. Mark Riggleman with damage. And the first accident of the day has occurred. CC Jones 13th, Rich 14th. There's John Nunn in 12th, driving the car that got 10th in this race last season. That was Tyler Merkel back then. So not much has changed in the top 10 since the green flag started. We'll see what happens on the restart. And we'll see who comes down pit road here. It looks like everyone will come down. They did put 5 laps on the tires. They were starting to experience some tire wear. Looks like everyone will come down. We'll come back after we take a look at the caution that's taken out a decent number of cars here today. And here's what happened. Going into turn 4, Mark Riggleman behind Quentin Moore is just going to get a little too much through the corner. I think it was because Moore was inside his teammate Kev Shearer. Riggleman didn't expect him to check up as much as he did. And he just gets into him, and right there, right at the end of the corner, looks like Moore might have saved it, and it just spins him out. He loses all grip. Riggleman's going to get punted into the wall by Austin Alves. That sends Alves down into Zach Rogers. Look at the impact by Peter Sands right there. Both rear tires off the ground for Rogers. Charles Jackson makes contact. Possible contact from Philip Parker, and then you see James Qualls pile in, nowhere to go, and that hit the 16 into the 34, which sent Seth Cole some door damage. Heavy, heavy wreck on lap 4. Definitely probably took out definitely 3 cars, or actually 4 because Peter Sands was smoking. We might see 5 or 6 total on the retiree list. But let's get you back to the first race restart of the day. There has been a small incident on pit road. Coming out of his stall, Nate Rogers right in front of Alexander Rowe. Boom! Heavy impact. And Alexander Rowe is now without a hood, as seen here live on the TV. Unknown what the case is for the 83. I do not believe he came back down pit road. But we will be back for the restart after a little more time to get things cleaned up. So we're getting ready to go back. Green flag racing, retired from the race, is actually kind of surprising to me. Only Peter Sands, Austin Alves, and James Qualls retired. Riggleman has continued. Zach Rogers has continued, and so has Quentin Moore. So the extent of their damage is to be seen. As you know, we showed that Alexander Rowe got some damage on pit road with Nate Rogers, who has currently continued in 12th place. Now his back end was not completely demolished, but it is unknown how much horsepower he has. Still more bad luck for Red Bull Racing. They just cannot catch a break. Coming to the restart, your leader is James Shelley still, Alex Ferranti in second, Yepes third, your winner from Daytona a few weeks ago, Philip Goldberg fourth, Jonny Gardner fifth, Amato sixth, Cole Deaver seventh, John Nunn eighth, Caleb Hoffman ninth, and Cody Hagan rounding out the top 10. There's the back end of Nate Rogers' Audi. It doesn't appear to be in the worst state. Alexander Rose Hood was bad enough that they did elect to take it off of his race car. And we'll see what happens here on the restart. James Shelley will lead him back to the start-finish line. He gets a pretty good jump on Alex Ferranti. We'll see what the draft does move-wise. It won't happen here with the one car. So we're going to head back to Ferranti, see if anyone's going to make any moves here off of two. So far, not the case. Just a big old line of cars. Yepes gets a little close, backs off just a bit. And there's a move in the back. That was John Nunn on Cole Deaver for 7th place. And there's Tringali making a move, and there it is, Nate Rogers, as you can see. That back end is affecting his race car. Here comes Alex Gray, as we said, got 5th place here last season. Could be looking at a chance to get another good finish. Ooh, look at Tringali up here. Barely cuts off the nose of Eli Bright. Ooh, and a bad corner for Tringali. That's going to let Bright get underneath the 84. Bright will take it extremely low on the corner. Curtis almost comes up into Tringali there off the corner. Nate Rogers, though, it doesn't appear to be super bad. Probably just a bad restart. There's Deanna Jones to the inside of William Brock. That was for 16th place. Here's Sorlin into the top 20. Andrew Rich 3 wide with Osborne and Flickinger. Rich, another team with a bad pit stop as Flickinger is falling back fast. Let's go to the tail end field. Flickinger actually with some right side door damage. Charles Jackson, who we stated, had some slight hood damage. He appears to be okay. Same with Seth Cole's left side door damage. Riggleman also appears to be fine. There's Rowe without the hood, and there's Quentin Moore, as you can see. About 2 seconds off pace. Rogers another second onto that. Those drivers are definitely going to be in the way when the leaders catch them. When Eli Bright had passed Hagan for 10th, now he messed up into his entry into turn 3. Bright's going to get the run off the corner and the help from Tringali. Hoffman, your defending champion, still without a win on his career. Time is running short for the 14 driver. Hoffman currently sits 10th in points. In good shape to get into the chase right now without a win, but if more drivers start winning races here at the end of the season, regular season that is, then that will go right out the window. Last season, Hoffman only made the playoffs because we had winners outside the top 30 in points. Bright gets a run on the 14, as we're seeing right now. This would be for 9th place position. And Bright will complete the pass. So slide Eli Bright into 9th place. Let's see what's going on up here. John Nunn going after 6th on Michael Amato. He'll complete the pass there. And there it is, sliding in front of Amato down the straightaway. Meanwhile, the top 5 here all tightly bunched up. But there has been a change in position. Diego Yepes into 2nd place around Alex Ferranti. 2 rookies going at it there. Ferranti having another good day so far. We've seen him start up front quite a few times. But Ferranti's finishing results do not show the whole picture. He's 41st in points, 1 top 5, 3 top 10s. His average finish is 27th, but he has 2 poles on the year with an average starting position of 19th. So Ferranti has shown that he can start up front, but it's been very inconsistent for him to finish up front as well. Now Ferranti right on the bumper of Yepes, maybe going to make a move to get 2nd place back here shortly. Not really much going on compared to what we had last season. The draft seemed to have been a lot more important last year, the way they changed the cars this year. Ooh, sorry. Yawn there. The way they changed the cars this year, it appears that it's a lot harder to get a good run on someone. Shelley does have skill on speedways, so it's not completely surprising to see Yepes and Ferranti have trouble. Goldberg we saw messed up his exit of 4, I believe, and that has cost him 2/10. Gardner remains in 5th. John Nunn slowly closing in from 6th place. Eli Bright has caught Deaver and Amato. He's still in 9th place. DJ Curtis has moved up to 10th. As we look back here, Nate Rogers has fallen. Hoffman has fallen even more. Ooh, there's some crazy stuff going on here. Look at this action in this picture. Dylan Young and others 3 wide, but Hoffman has fallen back to 25th. He was in the top 10 earlier. Not sure if there's some engine problems for Hoffman. Meanwhile, Nate Rogers has actually not lost as much as we thought he would. He sits 17th. But when they pit under green, they will likely be fixing that back end damage. Some crazy moves going on here in the back. There's Rowe. Rowe's still managing to keep up decently well. There's Quentin Moore. There's Zach Rogers. The top 9 have pulled away. 2 seconds on 10th place DJ Curtis, who now has big pressure from Tringali and Deanna Jones. It's kind of uncertain when we'll see pit stops happen, but now the low line is becoming a little inferior to the top in certain corners. Jones making a move on Tringali for 11th. Jones and Rich, the only 2 drivers with 4 wins on the season. And they would both love to extend it to 5. Rich came close last week, finishing second to Cole Deaver. Deaver is on a hot streak. He still sits 8th. Now he could be looking for 7th from Michael Amato. Michael Amato's season has not gone the way he thought it would either. 2 wins last season. This year, 0. And if you look at the point standings, he has not been that awful. He sits 13th in points, 5 top 5s, 7 top 10s. Deaver will make the move by him for 7th. Bright trying to get a run from the high side. Deaver will move up a position on the racetrack. John Nunn still stalking in 6th. Same with Gardner. As Ferranti looks for 2nd place back from Yepes. He couldn't get quite the angle he wanted into 4. And now Goldberg with the draft will make his way to the outside of Ferranti for 3rd. Turns 1 and 2 though, not the corners to really make a move on the high line. This is gonna allow Gardner to really close in on Goldberg. Ferranti will move back in line down the back straightaway. So Shelley continues to lead. He has the fastest lap on the day. Tringali 2nd, as you see. Yepes, Goldberg, Gardner. It's the top 5 on the lap times. Then Nate Rogers, Hagan, Nunn, Ferranti, Bright. So the fast are making their way to the front, but we'll see what happens when we get to green flag pit stops. Zach Rogers is very close to becoming a lap down car. It has taken much longer than I thought it would. We've gone about 20 laps on this run. I'm not 100% positive when we'll see these drivers pit. It could very well be soon. As we're looking at the last lap to best lap, it appears fall off is about 2 seconds. So pitting early might be the better move. And James Shelley is going to be the first one to come down pit road. So Shelley will surrender to the race lead to Diego Yepes, who will get to lead his first lap of the day. Now pit road is dangerous because the drivers do ride closer to the pit stalls than normal. Zach Rogers actually came down last time by. That is how we see the back end damage occur. Things could get shaken up here. But we'll see if pitting early or pitting late is the better move. And here comes Yepes, Ferranti, and many, many others. John Nunn, Deanna Jones. Oh, actually, we had a decent amount come down the lap before, but it looks like almost everybody comes down. Jackson has actually already pit. Same with Quentin Moore. James Shelley out of pit road will come back once the field has cycled its way around. The field order has cycled. James Shelley back in the race lead. He just lapped Zach Rogers. So Shelley returns to the lead with a 2.72 second lead over Yepes, which is what we expected to see happen now. Shelley does not have any draft. If the drivers in the back here work together, they could very well draft easily up to Shelley with fresher tires. Yepes sits 2nd. 3rd is Nico Tringali, who pit the same lap as James Shelley. Goldberg 4th. Curtis 5th, also pit a lap early. John Nunn 6th. Alex Gray 7th, pit a lap early. Ferranti down to 8th. Shelton 9th, pit a lap early. Eli Bright 10th. Sanford has made his way up to 11th. He also made the early strategy call. And here's the running order from the rest of the field. As you can see, Charles Jackson has gained a lot of positions despite getting some front end damage in the only caution of the race. And you see a lot of drivers who pit second time by lost a ton of track position. We're looking to see if anybody got any damage coming out of their stalls. And Nate Rogers' back end has apparently been taken off the car. Instead of repairing it, they opted to take it off, and he has fallen to the back of the field because of it. Zach Flickinger has fallen to 37th for some odd reason. There's Quentin Moore, but James Shelley all by himself
Yepes closing slowly, but if he had some draft help, he could go a lot faster. And as you can see, Tringali has now already fallen to 6th. Apparently the 1 lap difference is a lot bigger than we thought it would be. Alex Gray sitting in 7th, looking for another chance at a top 5. If the strategy plays out right, he could do it. These drivers do all have to pit, I believe, 2 more times. It took them 20 laps from their caution flag pit stops to green. Doing the math, 25 to 45 to 65, 2 more pit stops guaranteed. Gray slowly working his way towards Tringali. So John Nunn in 5th place, doing a good job in this 9 car today. Remember, Tyler Merkel got 10th here last season, as we stated in the short pre-race. DJ Curtis finally with a good run. A 2-time winner from last season, has not seen victory lane at all in 2018. He currently sits in 4th. Like we said, if we see the draft happen right, this man could go to victory lane today. Shelton, Ferranti, Bright, Sanford on the back end of Eli Bright for 11th. Gardner at the end of this pack in 12th place. Does not appear that Gardner will get another victory. And I just noticed, looking at the ticker, that it says James Shelley's lead is 0.090 miles an hour. And I am highly confused. If I exit out here real quick. Okay, it does indeed say 0.9. Okay. I do not understand why that says that. But this race ran fine last season, so I'm not going to question it. Lap times are being written down. I do not get it. Anyways, James Shelley's coming up on the back of Quentin Moore. His lead has fallen now to 2 seconds even. And Quentin Moore will fall a lap down here into turn 3, I believe. Oh, Shelley's actually going to back off and wait. This could hurt his lead a lot. And he is not doing a good job of trying to get by Quentin Moore. That is really Yepes and the others catch up to James Shelley. And it shows right there, 4/10 loss on James Shelley's race lead. We'll see if Yepes, Goldberg, and the others are fortunate to catch Moore in an easier to pass location, as Shelley will attempt to regain his race lead. Goldberg has made his way up to 3rd, or he was 3rd, I'm sorry. Tringali 5th, Gray in the 6th place by John Nunn. And Jessica Shelton has made her way up to 8th. And now we see Bright has fallen down to 12th. And it looks like these drivers will catch Moore in the right spot. And continuing to track down James Shelley. Those fresh tires, it could be very interesting to see what exactly happens. And it's under a second, just leading 3/4 of a second ahead of Yepes now. Goldberg, Yepes, and Curtis working together very well here. 3 cars in a line. And there's Shelley. They see him now. Flickinger will be caught, and actually, I don't even think he will be caught. He's running faster laps than James Shelley is. So Shelley has worn his tires out, running by himself from the looks of things. And here comes Diego Yepes and the others. Curtis now falling back, though. Remember, Curtis did pit early like James Shelley, so it is getting hard for him to keep up with Goldberg and Yepes. It looks like Yepes and Goldberg are the favorites, maybe the win right now, as we still have 7 more laps before the next round, the pit stops. But here it is. Yepes has finally reached James Shelley. And we could be about to see a huge battle for the race lead. Goldberg has actually fallen back about a 10th slower last lap than Yepes. The dog barks. The dog barks. Whatever. Oh, now Yepes has caught Shelley, but he has not been able to do anything with it. And holy crap, Jessica Shelton and Ferranti have shown up. Nico Tringali included up to 5th. Or has he been here the whole time? I'm starting to forget stuff. What is wrong with me? Alex Gray has fallen down to 10th. Gardner has fallen back to 12th. And some others are trying to catch up here. That's Amato, Brock Shearer, and TJ Hanley. So the guys that pit second time by starting to do a lot better. But as we're seeing now, Yepes caught Shelley, and now he can't get around him. Let's go on board a lap with somebody. Let's go on board with Jessica Shelton here. Let's show you around Meadowlands. Actually, never mind. Diego Yepes for the race lead through turn 4. Shelley fights back hard on the top side. But Yepes will pull in front and legitimately pass Shelley on the racetrack. And now Curtis stuck on the highline. The turn 4 shenanigans did not help Curtis. He's going to lose a position to Nico Tringali. Tringali trying to get Audi that win since Nate Rogers has fallen back. Curtis goes really wide into turn 3. Oh, when Curtis and everything is bunching up 3 wide. Sanford on the bottom. Gray's going to look to the outside line. That put Shelton in the vacuum. Things are getting crazy here right at the end of the top 10. Gardner looking to get by Gray here. These could be valuable positions heading into pit road. Tringali has made his way back up the 4th. Shelley now still strong in 2nd place. Now the team that James Shelley is on is comprised of 2 veteran winners from 2017. As we said, Shelley has won 2 races on his career, both from last season. And Seth Cole, who won 3 last season. Both of these guys have not won in 2018. And it has been kind of a surprise that someone like Andrew Rich has won 4 races after a winless 2017. And Deanna Jones has won 4 races since only scoring a single victory. Meanwhile, Jonny Gardner, who did get 3 last season, has won 2 speedway races this season. And then Cole Deaver, coming out of nowhere as of late, has won back-to-back. But Deaver has fallen out of the water down to 25th. pretty to go. Next time by at the line, we should see these drivers pit here soon. And actually, I believe some may already be pitting. Mark Riggleman has gone down. John Arndt, Sheard, Curtis, Shelton, Gray, Tringali, they're already all down pit road. So they will be pitting the earliest. And we'll see who comes down. Second time by, looks like we're going to have 3 groups this time around. Yepes is going to stay up, but Shelley, Goldberg, and Sanford, John Nunn included, they're going to come down pit road. So Yepes is electing to get the freshest tires out of them all, but I think this first group, Nico Tringali, will become the race leader. As long as they stay green. Him, yeah, look, he's even faster than Diego Yepes in turn 2. Him and Shelton could be fighting for this race lead. Can Yepes get down pit road? He's going to let Tringali go. He's going to let Shelton go. I think I might have seen a caution light, though. And I did. There was an accident. Shelton and Tringali got back on the lead lap, but a lot of drivers are going to be stuck a lap down. What happened in turn 4? Cars are coming out of pit road too. That's James Shelley barely staying on the lead lap. What are we seeing? Where is Philip Goldberg going? Sanford, oh my gosh. We're trying to see how many are actually on the lead lap or not. Yepes stayed out, Bright stayed out, Gardner stayed out, Ferranti, it appears, stayed out. Bright confirmed, Gardner, Ferranti, Amato confirmed, Brock confirmed, Hartnett confirmed. Deaver, I believe, pit. And now they're stacking up back here. James Shelley, oh, and he's going to get clobbered by Goldberg. Sanford, they're not looking where they're going. And that just took James Shelley out of the race along with Philip Goldberg. What on earth? Everyone was slowed up because the 22, the 8 yielded for the 22, so everyone else yielded. The 8's got damage. Oh man, what a mess. That has taken the 1 and the 18 out of the race. Both were looking at top 5 days. What a heartbreak for James Shelley. But let's take a look at what exactly brought out the second caution of today's race. My gosh. Here it is in slow motion, and this is what I feared happening with Diego Yepes if the 84 and the 02 didn't get by him. Tony Green is trying to pit, but Salmon Oskin is not. And this contact wrecks Tony Green hard into the outside wall. And then Quentin Moore, who's already got a damaged car, slams nowhere to go. Green bounces back off. That's what gave Hagan the door damage. And then McIntyre had nowhere to go. This was at the back of the pack who have stayed out. Wow. And as I thought, everyone from Deaver and Oskin on up stayed out. They are going to have the freshest tires on the racetrack. Bright, Gardner, Ferranti, Amato, Brock. This could get interesting. Let's take a look at the race restart. Getting ready to go back. Green flag racing. Drives out of the race. Shelley, Goldberg, McIntyre, Green, and Moore. Zach Rogers is the only car officially 1 lap down. From 18th to 33rd, drivers are on the tail end lead lap. These are drivers that pit on the green that fell a lap down. They have stayed out. They are probably hoping for a quick yellow, but I don't know if it'll happen. But this should keep probably Curtis and a few others up front on the lead lap if another caution comes out. Now, Diego Yepes really lucked out. He pit and he got back out before the other guys who stayed out came back around. So he has remained the race leader with the freshest tires on the racetrack. Tringali sits second, John Nunn third, Shelton fourth, Hanley 5th, Sorlin 6th, Bright 7th, Gardner 8th, Ferranti 9th, and Amato in 10th. Brock, Hartnett, Deaver, Oskin, Sanford, Nate Rogers, and Hagan are the others on the lead lap officially. This restart should be interesting. These leaders are going to be in the pack, and they are behind drivers with damage. They can't pass before the start finish line. Does Yepes make the move first? No, it looks like John Nunn makes the move first. Yepes is following his teammate, and that's going to cost them the lead. John Nunn in the 9 car, trying to become the 3rd Bulldog Motorsports driver to win a race. And as you can see, Zach Rogers is holding people up here. Rose there, Flickinger's there. And Nunn is going to go by all of these drivers, and we could see a wreck here right now. Oh my gosh, this is insane. They are 4 wide, I think, almost. They are 3 wide back there. Hartnett's coming down pit road. Oh, and there it is. They got spun, and Yepes is in it. Rose around. Did that bring out the caution, though? It did indeed. John Nunn's the race leader, and that saved all of these drivers. Literally all the drivers who fell to the tail end just got saved. Except for those that fell back lap downs. Officially, Osborne, Seth Cole, Flickinger, they all fell officially lap down, but Diego Yepes did a complete 360 spin and kept it going. We saw Rowe in the grass. We got to take a better look at that. But Yepes got held up by his teammate, and then he got spun out. And now, arguably, the fastest remaining car in the race is going to have a lot of work to do if he is going to win this race now. We have 23 to go at the start-finish line. Some drivers are pitting, some are staying out. John Nunn leading some cars down pit road here. But Sorlin, if I can get to him, Sorlin has elected to stay on the racetrack. And this has given Seth Cole and Osborne back in wave around position to where they will lead the field to the restart. Now Sorlin has stayed out, Nate Rogers has stayed out, and Alexander Rowe, who spun, has stayed out. Though I'm not positive that is because they are lap down cars and they cannot pit this time around. But Rogers and Sorlin are electing to stay out. Riggleman has stayed out as well. Now, did he beat Eli Bright? It appears that he did indeed beat Eli Bright. Eli Bright first out of pit road, then Amato, Nunn, Shelton, Deaver, Brock, Hanley. And Yepes will be 16th. And here's the rest of the drivers who got back around coming out of pit road. Let's take another quick look at what brought out the 3rd caution of the day. Now, as you saw, this was just a mess. They were 3 wide. They were borderline going to go 4 wide through turn 4, which you can do here. It is wide enough, but this is what happens. So Yepes has fallen, about to fall outside top 5. So finally, it seems he's had enough. Now he's looking to the inside of Rowe. Osborne slowed up a ton right here. Seth Cole almost gets into Zach Rogers even. And Yepes just has no room to go. That gets him in the row. Down into Ferranti they go. Ferranti is going to hang on to his car barely. As you can see, he goes down into the grass. Rowe's going to slide through the grass. And Yepes does a quick 360, gets back on the gas, and keeps going. But that really hurt the race leader. 1 lap is all it took for Yepes to go from first to mid-pack. Let's get you to the race restart and hope we go green to the end. It could be a fuel game. So no drivers fell out of the event because of that. We do have a lot of people a lap down. Jonathan Zorlin will restart as the race leader, staying out from the yellow. I don't think he can make it on fuel. Same to be said about Nate Rogers in 2nd. Mark Riggleman as well in 3rd. Those 3 stayed out. Eli Bright is 4th. Michael Amato 5th. John Nunn 6th. There are 5 cars a lap down on the bottom, all pretty much under speed. This could get interesting. Shelton 7th. Deaver 8th. Brock 9th. And Hanley 10th. Last year's winner Gardner sits in 11th. Yepes has fallen to 16th. Now there are a lot of slow cars up here. Rogers, we know, is the slowest of them all. Could that bring out another caution if things don't go right? Sorlin will be looking to get his third win on the season. He's already won twice this year. But like we said, can he make it on fuel? We saw Hartnett dip down pit road on the restart. Now that 20 car will restart 18th. And here we go. Things are going to get crazy because in the first corner, the tires are what does it. And oh, we could be seeing another wreck. John Nunn got stuck behind Flickinger. Sorlin and Nate Rogers are going to clear. Will Riggleman clear? No, he doesn't. So the top two that stayed out. And it is a logjam here in the back. But going for the lead is Nate Rogers. To the TV2 camera, we'll get you the best view out of 4. At the start finish line, Rogers barely over Sorlin, photo finish. And the lead lap car is still having problems. Riggleman can't get to the bottom. John Nunn's going to be the first one to get by up to 3rd. And there is a huge gap here because of Zach Rogers. Oh man, he's holding up some cars back here. Yepes not having a ton of luck, but he's right now pointed to the inside line. Shelton stuck on the high side, not what she wanted. They're almost 4 wide here. Riggleman in the sucker hole almost. Look at Nico Tringali, 12th at the line last time by. Where's he this time? Up to 5th place. William Brock in 4th, remember, almost won at Kansas a few months ago. Could he get his first career win? Remember, we're pretty sure from John Nunn back that they can make it on fuel. Sorlin and Nate Rogers, they are the question marks. Nate Rogers back in the lead with no back bumper. And he's making it work. Oh, there was contact there between Brock and John Nunn from the looks of things, and that really hurt them, and it really helped Tringali, but Tringali's choosing the high line on Brock, and I'm not sure if that was the right idea. And it was not. That won't hurt him a ton. TJ Hanley into 6th place, and there's Jonny Gardner, your winner from last season, in 7th. Now, Ferranti had right side contact with Yepes. Yepes does not have left side door damage. The 88 also appears to be fine. But Yepes has made his way back into 10th. Actually, that might be for 9th because Bright has fallen from 8th. So Yepes trying to make his way through the field to rebound to get the best finish he can. We're at 16 to go. Brock now on the high line. That's going to help Tringali get to his inside for 4th. Flickinger is holding up these drivers more than initially thought. And Osborne has been all over the bumper of Nate Rogers as Sorlin closes in 2nd place. And Hartnett has apparently pit again or something because there he is out front. I don't know if this team is receiving a black flag or what the case is. But he is very close to becoming a lap down machine in 29th. So Rogers now continuing the lead. Tringali has made his way all the way up to 3rd. Nunn has fallen down to 5th. Hanley's right there in 6th looking to challenge. Tringali and Nate Rogers were on a Chevy team last season. Rogers was the sole winner of that team, winning at Richmond early in the year. Now Rogers leading the field today after starting on the pole. Tringali has worked his way back up front. He's looking to get by Zach Flickinger as Sorlin's making a charge on Osborne. Osborne is a lap down machine. Now, I believe that everyone can make it on fuel except for the 5 and the 83, but I'm not 100% on that. It appeared that the fuel was 20 laps, but that could also probably not even be the case. We'll see. I know that James Shelley on the first green flag stint pit with 41.5 seconds as his lap, 41.68 I believe was his last lap time on the racetrack. Sorlin is actually struggling to get by Osborne, and Tringali has gotten stuck behind the 70 car. Brock now back up the third. John Nunn's back up the fourth. Brock to the inside, looking under Sorlin. They're 3 wide in the back. And look who's coming to the front. It's Jonny Gardner, your winner from last season. Ferranti, Yepes, oh, they were almost 4 wide. That would have been very interesting into turn 1. Seth Cole, also a lap down car, not having the best of luck lately. He's lucky to have such a good points gap, but he really is going to have his work cut out for him on the next 3 road courses. Remember, Seth Cole did win 2 road courses last season. This team needs to get back into their consistency that they had earlier in the year, back when they were almost winning races. Charles Jackson's here, a lap down. Nate Rogers still on the lead. Brock in the third. Nunn fourth, but here he comes. Jonny Gardner doing the same thing he did last season, making his way through the field, looking at maybe another win now. If he does get a win today, that would be his 6th win on a speedway track. And that will make people really scared going into the playoffs. Gardner did not travel far last season, but now he is stuck on the outside line as William Brock makes his way up to 2nd place, trying to rebound after that 2nd place at Kansas. Brock currently sitting 22nd in points after a bad race last week at Indianapolis. He would be looking to get that first career victory. And he is climbing very closely to Nate Rogers. Hartnett still, actually Hartnett's pulling away because he has fresh tires. And Nate Rogers has to give up the lead here at 9 to go, 10 to go, coming to 9 to go. Nate Rogers will give up his race lead. Devers on the inside, 4 wide. And Shelton's thinking about making it 4 wide. Ooh, that was interesting. But that gives the lead to William Brock. Sorlin sits here in 4th, probably coming down this time. And Riggleman just came out of pit road. That is bad news for William Brock. So Riggleman pit the first time, and then it was Nate Rogers. Now will we see Sorlin come down, and yes, here comes the 5 car. And Yepes all the way up the track 3 wide. They are 4 wide back here. Hoffman's trying to pick a lane. And it looks like he's going with Deaver. That clears Deaver of Flickinger. Holy crap, the racing we got going on back here. They have pushed their aggression so high. Deanna Jones into the top 10. Gardner 6th, Ferranti 5th, Brighton 4th. Tringali still 3rd. Riggleman's not making things easy. Remember, he is, I believe, on fresh tires, and that's not boding well for William Brock. Nunn's going to get a decent run off the corner. They might have actually only taken 2 tires. I don't believe they took 4 fresh tires. Otherwise, he would be going a lot faster than these guys. Actually, there's the 2 fresh tires kind of coming into play there. Maybe it's just the high line. Now John Nunn not getting by easy. It's just Nunn and Brock right now. Tringali very far back in 3rd. Can Nunn get by William Brock? Can these guys even make it? So far, it looks like they can. William Brock on top. Tringale's there in third behind 2 lap down machines. None. Looking really slow. That was not a good corner for the 9 machine. And Riggleman flies by. And now here comes Tringale. He made the move on Jackson at the right moment. 5 to go at the start finish line. This race ended under caution last season at this point. They hit 4 to go. Yellow flag was out. Race ended under yellow. Will that happen again for another Ford driver for William Brock? There's Nate Rogers, 25th, Sorlin, 26th. They're also out here with right side tires or something. William Brock continuing to lead. Nico Tringale's there in second. He's so close, yet so far to that first career victory in the Mountain Dew for the Win Cup Series. Can he catch up? Brock's lead down that time at the start finish line. Brightson fourth, looking for what would be his first cup win from another rookie. He would be the 5th rookie to get a victory. Gardner sits in 6th. He's just there. I think Gardner at this point might be content with that top 10 finish, but looking at these lap times, these guys are definitely cutting it close to making this race all the way on fuel. And William Brock can't make it. He's coming down. Tringale's coming down. Almost everybody's coming down. Shelton coming down, barely makes it on the pit road. Who's the race leader? It's Diego Yepes, I think. Indeed, the 77 back out front with 3 laps to go. Dylan Young in second place. Remember, he got a top 10 here last season. Young is looking for that first career win. Hanley sits in third. Shearer in fourth. Arndt fifth. And I believe these are the only guys that stayed out. And that appears to be the case. 6th on down. Everybody down pit road. But can the 5 that stayed out even make it? No, they can't. Yepes is down. Young's coming down. Hanley, Shearer, Arndt, all down pit road. William Brock's the first one out. There is Jonathan Zorlin. Tringale and Nate Rogers, though, it looks like they will get top 5 finishes here today. But did Sorlin take right side tires? Does he have fresher tires? It looks like he does. I don't think Brock does. The question is, can Yepes get out of pit road? No, he won't. There's the 2 to go. William Brock is back in the race lead. But Jonathan Zorlin is right there, and he is definitely on at least 2 fresh tires. Here he comes. Jonathan Zorlin might get this win. He's got a huge run. There's the move into 3. Zorlin will fly by William Brock. It was not the right call. They decided to stay out as long as they could, just take a splash of fuel at the end. Zorlin and Nate Rogers came down for 2 tires and gas. That seems to have been the better call. Zorlin to the race lead will take the white flag. Nate Rogers in third with the fresher tires too. As you can see, Brock definitely didn't take tires. Can Nate Rogers get second? Tringale sits in fourth. Yepes fifth. Where is Mark Riggleman? Riggleman, I think, went tireless. I'm not entirely positive. He is in 18th. But as we soar back towards the front, through turn 3, into turn 4, out of the corner, Jonathan Zorlin is going to get his 3rd win on the season and his 3rd career win at a speedway. Jonathan Zorlin wins at Meadowlands. Zorlin won at Michigan last season, Charlotte earlier this season, and now at Meadowlands. That's his 3rd win at a speedway, and that puts him in the same category as Jonny Gardner, the 3 to 5 range on speedways. This could make the playoffs very interesting indeed. Looking at the rest of the finishing order, Brock yet again, so close yet so far, barely holds on to 2nd place. That was very interesting strategy to see on play there. Nate Rogers will get third, Tringali fourth. So Red Bull Racing with their best finishes combined of the year, third and fourth. Diego Yepes gets fifth after being one of the most dominant race cars on the track. Eli Bright sixth, John Nunn seventh, Alex Ferranti eighth, Dylan Young ninth, and Emmanuel Hartnett, who pit coming to the restart, gets 10th. How about that? We knew he was running faster lap times too, so that is not completely surprising. Interesting thing to note, Sorlin was a top 10 finisher in this race last season. This year he wins it. The 83 car, though it was a different manufacturer, got a top 10. This year it finishes third as an Audi. The 9 car had a top 10 here last season. The 88 and the 2 also did. So interesting statistic right there that 1, 2, 3, 4 of the same numbers finished in the top 10 again, and a total of 1, 2 drivers finished in the top 10 again this year. Very interesting race, very long race. Is going to take forever to render. But I will see you guys in a week or two for Watkins Glen as we head to the boot. That is going to be a 23-lap event. Charles Sanford won there last season. Can he repeat? I will see you guys then. Hope you enjoyed the race here today at the Meadowlands. It was definitely a very exciting finish.